Hello, beautiful people. How are you holding up? Comment down below with some of your social distancing coping strategies. I work from home, so this is pretty normal for me. The things that have changed are like what's happening out in the world, obviously, and how I collect materials, how I interface with the post office, what's available at the grocery store. I only leave the house for groceries like once a week, but now we don't have online grocery shopping delivery kind of services where I live, so it's kind of tricky. There are places that have curbside pickup, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So maybe next week it'll be different. We'll find out. So I wanted to come on and show you what else I've been working on this week. I got a couple of orders that were a little bit outside of the box, out there, like a little extra. So I wanted to show you what they look like, because I think that photographs don't really translate particularly well for something like for some things. It just video. Not that this is the greatest video in the whole wide world. We're using my webcam on my iMac. It's so far away from me. I'm trying to figure out a really good way to use my phone, because my phone does good video. Maybe not my most flattering angle. This is using the front camera. I'm just trying to figure out how to frame myself. Regular angle. Wide angle? I have my camera on a microphone stand. We're gonna try something. Hi. And when I touch things, it moves. But it's not, but so here we are, whatever, we'll just carry on. So the first thing that I want to show you is another bat cat. So the last thing I showed you was conjoined cats with bat wings, and I gave them sweat socks because for some reason I thought that was appropriate. And so somebody contacted me through Instagram and asked if I would make them a bat cat. So here we have bat cat. It's made out of neoprene, and it's a tone-on-tone floral, and it's a really pretty fabric. And I've made a couple of bats out of it, and this was the very last of the big enough pieces to make something full size out of it. And it has a nice watercolor quality to it, and I like that it's tone-on-tone black, gray, the floral. I think it's really pretty and really subtle, and there are kitties in the world that do kind of maybe have this kind of a pattern. I don't know. While it is not fleece, it is still pretty squishy. It's not filled with sawdust or anything. It's still filled with polyfill, and it's got. I practiced a doll making technique on this to give it knees and hips and elbows, and then like with the bat cat, the conjoined bat cat, I did this kind of origami bat wing where I sewed on the peaks and valleys so that it gives the wings some structure. There's a really stiff interfacing in there, so it's holding up on its own. And I expect that those are going to hold up pretty well. I'm really happy with how just the extra little bit from the sewing the peaks and valleys down. I like how much more structural structure it gives it. the special request on this one wasn't even the bat wings. It was eyelashes. And so this particular kidder has got some real fabulous eyelashes. And just for fun, I embroidered on some teeths. And the teeth really only work when it is on a neoprene. And because in polar fleece, the pile of the fleece is too deep for any embroidery, real like small embroidery like teeth, just doesn't show. So I tend not to do it. I have, but it doesn't really show. I've tried it, doesn't work. So I save it for neoprene. And the face on this is so ridiculous. I love it. The same person asked for a unicorn with wings, and I wanted to give it a different kind of a wing than the bat wings. I wanted to give it a kind of a Pegasus sort of wing, so I drew up a wing and did work some magic with some less than ideal materials. Just to be clear, it was kind of hard. It was kind of kicked my ass. I'm going to be really honest about it. It was a bit much. So here's the unicorn, and it's kind of a silver gray velvet with a glitter application. It's sort of little flowers, as you can see that. And it's got button jointed arms, better for dancing with. Do 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 do. And now is the time on sprockets when we dance. So it has the same interfacing material as the bat wing, and then I top stitched on that wing pattern, and then they are sewn on and also sewn on. I put a button just as a topical application to complement the buttons that are on its shoulders. So this has a clear glitter button on its shoulder and kind of an iridescent butter button on its wing. The mane and tail has a little bit of gold. It's an off-white, it's creamy color, and there's a little bit of gold sparkle in there. The horn has a little bit of gold sparkle to it too, which does not show in photographs and is not going to show in this video. That's for darn sure. Oh yeah, maybe you can see a little bit. Just a teensy tiny little bit of sparkle. The tiniest. And so knowing that this was going to somebody as more of a show piece than something that's going to get slept with or played with, I thought that this would be an appropriate unicorn for that person. And because this one's not washable at all. Most everything else is washable, and I will always say whether it's washable or not in my Etsy listings, because stuff happens. Sometimes you gotta play with your toys, and sometimes they get dirty when it happens. So this is going out tomorrow. I'm really happy with how it came out. The wings, I put a little pleat in them so that they can be like kind of down or popped back out. I probably have to stop doing this or it's gonna like soften it up too much. So they can be popped out like that. I like it. And I also got an order for a master batter. I love the master batters. They're so much fun. They're real, like essentially this real squishy little buddy. They're great for little kids because it's so petite and it's actual squishy body size. But it's got nice little wingspan. This one is made out of the same material I used on the bat wings over there. It's another neoprene, and it has a kind of a paisley imprint on it, so it's got some texture to it. And so also, I know that this is going to a small child. So this is, the eyes are reinforced. They're not coming out. You could chew real hard on that and it's not coming out. Same with the nose. It's not coming out. You might be able to twist it around, but it's not going to come out. So when I make things, I'm assuming for the most part that it's going to go to a kid that might still be chewing on things. If it's going to a baby, I will ask if it's going to a newborn or an infant so that I can apply the eyes in a different way. Like maybe I will suggest we embroider something instead of putting on like things we can eat. So these two things, these two orders are going out tomorrow, and I'm stoked that they're going out tomorrow. I'm so happy that people are seeing these videos, finding my Etsy shop, and buying stuff. Some other things that I'm going to do this week, I'm going to make some mini unicorns. I have a couple little unicorns in front of me. I make minis in an attempt to be a zero waste operation. It's an attempt. There is still going to be some little offcuts that aren't functional. But when a piece of fabric is too small to be a unicorn, cat, dog, bat, stubular kitty, like anything else that I've got going on, I will make a mini unicorn. And these little mini unicorns are, each one's a little different. This one's got the same fabric, its body and its mane and tail. It's got a little button accent on the back here. This one has particularly long legs. This one, like, I had the piece of fabric that I used for this one is a little short here, so it's got a kind of a squattier little body, but it's kind of, yeah. If you, lined them up a little different. It's got shorter legs, shorter body. So because I'm trying my best to use the last of my little bits, and things that are even too small for a unicorn, I set aside, and I'm going to shred all that stuff to use as stuffing. And hopefully, I hope it's gonna work. I haven't done it yet, but I'm trying my darndest to use every little scrap of the fleece because it's fleece. Because I know it's not recyclable. I know it's not going to break down. I don't want any fleece to get into the waste stream, so I'm doing my part to do my best, and then by making little itty bitty critters. The other small object that I will make to use up little bits are things that I call a stubular kitty. I think I'm sold out of stubbies, so I'm gonna make a few stubbies this weekend. So, and I have, like, this piece of fabric is too small to make anything bigger than a stubby with. It might even be too small to make a stubular, considering it's the limbs and tail have to come out of it too. So if it's too small for a stubular, I'll make a unicorn out of it. And this is also a piece of neoprene, and it's got this gold foil on it. It's really pretty. I think it's really pretty. I've made a couple bats out of it. I think I've made a cat out of it back in like Christmas time, December-ish. I also have this like really pretty velour with a gold celestial silk screen on it. It's really soft and really pretty. I have big enough pieces that I could probably make myself a hoodie out of this. But in reality, I'll probably make more kitties. But this little funky offcut, I don't even know what this is from. Like, what is this piece of fabric about? So this will become probably a stubby kitty and a mini unicorn. I have this kind of purple celestial stuff. Like, this is from the same piece of fabric. So I definitely have enough to be able to squeak out a mini unicorn. It's this kind of stuff. This is too little to make anything else out of, so it will be. So that's what I'm looking at. I have some small pieces So that's what I think I'm going to be working on this weekend. So if you would like to connect with me about making something special for for yourself or someone in your family, just slide into my DMs. All my links for all my socials are down below in the doobly-doo. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what is interesting to you. Unicorns, bunnies, cats, dogs. I have a couple different styles of dogs. Check out my Instagram to see some of the stuff that I've worked on before. I've worked on some really fun things. Really fun stuff. So, what are you working on this week? What are you doing? Are you just working from home as per usual? Like you're just not sitting in your office at work? How's that working out with childcare or spousal care or parental care or anything else? How's that working for you? I was going to be doing theater ops at a film festival, and that was canceled for very good reasons. I fully support all of the decisions to close things and reduce hours and all of everything, everything that's going on in my area to accommodate social distancing. I totally approve of. Like I can't. I'm kind of mad at the world that there's still people doing things out there like nothing's happening. I'm a little freaked out by some boneheadedness happening outside. Mixed Kitters continues, and I would love to make something for you. Hit me up. And I think perhaps, or maybe it won't work. It's really clever though. I will give myself a little bit of credit for that. It is clever.